What's going on, everybody? I got another video for you. This one comes courtesy of Creative Labs. They were kind enough to send me a Sound Blaster K3 Plus for review, so we're going to review that. So down here with the camera B, I have the Sound Blaster K3 Plus sitting here ready to go. That's what you're actually hearing me being recorded on. Some key features to talk about with this device. It's got line input on the back that are RCA, line output that are RCA. It has a ground, and it has a mobile 3.5mm jack as well, as far as inputs on the back panel, as well as a USB connector to go to the PC. Now, one of the cool features about this for me that really rings as something that's a super nice selling point is it has 48-volt phantom power built into the device without an external brick. So from my understanding from Creative is that it does that with a series of capacitors that steps up the voltage to the microphone input, which would then give you 48-volt phantom power. It works super well. This mic requires 48-volt phantom power. It will not work without it, so proof is in the pudding. Hey, it's working. A couple other cool features. It has built-in effects, more or less. It has reverb, so I'll turn reverb on right now with this dial right here. So we are on reverb number 1. I'm going to go ahead and change that to reverb number 2, which is this one. They all have different titles. I believe the first one, actually we'll go over. The first one's room, second one's hall, which we're on hall right now. This is plate reverb. So it's got that harsh, like, that trailing off sound that you get with the plate reverb, which it's actually modeled really well. Sounds very nice. Stadium super like, are you ready to rock? Yeah, super annoying. Let's see here. We've also got concert hall. Doesn't sound bad. Chorus, which is a chorus effect. Not my favorite. We also have reverb and delay, which you can hear right there in the trail off. Straight up echo, which is just a delay. You know, no wet effect to that per se, just a straight delay. And lastly, cathedral. Now each one of these is adjustable. Let me go ahead and turn that. I'll leave it on. Actually, no, let me put it to plate, because plate is a nice sounding one, and I do like the way it sounds. So let's go ahead and adjust the reverb amount. You do that by clicking in the button. It changes the display. So now I can adjust it to different parameters. So number 1 being the lowest, right here, short decay. Number 2. Basically what it does is it doesn't change the wetness of the signal per se, it changes the length of the duration, which is fine. I'm not opposed to that. So to lock the setting in, you just click it down, and now it's stored. So let me go ahead and turn that off, because for the sake of this review, we don't need to have that on. You can also monitor how you hear it in your ears. So if I don't want to hear any of the effects, I can hit effects off, and then I will not hear them, but the recording will capture it, which is kind of nice if you've got like a very wet, saturated delay or reverb signal. It's kind of nice. You also have dedicated headphone monitor outputs for the 2 headphone outputs. On the front, you've got your 2 XLR connectors and 1 1/4-inch instrument cable connector, which is also kind of sweet. Let's see, what else do we have? We have voiceover mode. So if there's audio playing through the device, because this also works as like a USB sound card, if there's audio playing through the device, I can go ahead and put voiceover on. Now, it made a little snag there in the audio. It does that when you switch it, but with voiceover on, what it'll do is it'll turn down the incoming signal in my ears, and thus you'll hear it in Twitch, OBS, anything like that that's using to stream. So your voice will cut through the mix nice and clear, because it uses a compressor, basically. It takes the signal and goes, I'm going to give priority to the voice, let's compress everything down to a lower volume while the voice shines through. That's a very nice feature, so I'll turn that off right now, because we're not using it for this demonstration. Alright, soundboard mode. I'm sure many of you are... Actually, no, before we get into soundboard, let's talk about the auto-tune. It has auto-tune. I'll turn it on to the sea of C's. Not my thing. Like, I get it. It's cool, like, for a karaoke thing if you want to, like, master that, like, T-Pain, like... I don't know, you know. I'm sprung, dog, she got me. Da, 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 da. It's got minor and major. Yeah, I just wanna go flex, gold on my teeth and on my neck. Let's just turn that off. There, it's off, and you can select major and minor key. It's cool, but it's not really a useful feature for me, but that might be something you're interested in, so hey, more power to you. If you're setting up like a karaoke set, this would be perfect for that. You also have a mobile in adjustment for the volume. You can also do soundboard. So let's turn the soundboard on, and that's accessed through the same menu as the reverb set. So I'm going to go ahead and push the button for the first one, which I believe is the introduction. So coming into the ring, the Macho Men. Yeah, kind of neat. You know, you've got different sound effects, applause, Baby. What's the difference between that one and the first one? That's laughter, not cheers. So laughter. We've got gunshot. Yeah, gunshot and crow. Which the only way I could see any of these being super useful is if you're like, hey, I've got a really bad dad joke. Want to hear the punchline? Yeah, I get it. It's a cool feature for streamers, but for, you know, home studio recording, karaoke type setup, not really ideal. But again, that's not where this device shines. In my opinion, this device shines 100% for the content creator, for the Twitch streamer, for the gamer. Maybe you're doing, you know, YouTube videos and you want to get into recording, but you don't want to spend big bucks on like a UR242 and, you know, the appropriate software to record. Audacity's free. The Sound Blaster K3 is not that expensive and has a lot of features. Like I said, my favorite thing, bar none, is the 48 volt phantom power. That is a huge selling point for me because now I can take this on the go, plug it into something if I have an idea, or if I want to do a podcast on the go, which I'll demonstrate with this little clip. I recorded, earlier today, I Am the Highway, part of it anyways, from AudioSlave. I recorded that using this outside on the laptop to see how it fared in a mobile environment using the same microphone. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up there and then we'll talk about it. Alright, I Am the Highway, learned the song yesterday. We're going to record it through this, just for this, and here we go. Alright. Then pearls and swine bereft of me. Long and weary my road has been. I was lost in the cities, alone in the hills. No sorrow or pity for me than I feel. I am not your rolling wheels. I am the highway. I am not your carpet ride. I am the sky. Alright, so yeah, that was the outside recording. This thing sounds very good. It processes a signal, and I noticed when I was doing that recording that when I turn on mixing and monitoring and all that other stuff in my ears, you get a doubled up sound, which is not captured in the recording. So that, I'm pretty sure that's normal. You put it in there and it's not, you know, it's not the greatest sounding thing in the ears, but the recording quality is phenomenal. So let me see some other things I like about it, some things I don't. I really like the way that they routed the cables. It makes it for, you know, very easy usage on the desk. The thing I don't like about it is I don't like the mixing monitor. I get the logic behind it, but I don't like having the FX on off, because in order to use the bass and treble adjusters, I believe those have to be on. So that's kind of unfortunate, because as you'll notice as I'm talking, I'll turn the bass all the way up, and now let me turn the bass all the way down, and you can hear it now. But if I turn the monitor or mixing off, but leave monitor on, you won't hear any of that. So I could see that being something that someone would mistake. They'd be doing their stream thinking it's working all perfectly, but then they have mixing or mixing FX loop turned off, and then you won't hear any of the soundboard stuff. So you know, that kind of sucks. I could see that being an oops for your average user. So it's just something to keep in mind. I really like the output level for both headphones. If you're doing a podcast and you got two people on headphones, you can easily route that through here. So I think that's a phenomenal selling point if you're a podcaster or content creator. It's killer for that. I mean, the best thing about this thing is it's lightweight, it's portable, it's affordable, it's built very well. It doesn't feel cheap. It's a plastic chassis with like a aluminum cover. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's pretty solid for what it is. And this whole video you've heard me being recorded on this, so you can tell it's a testament to the quality of the audio on this thing. It's a very nice setup. And again, thank you, Creative, for sending this my way for review. Didn't really change my opinion one way or another, but I think this device is a fantastic device for anybody who's maybe getting started in content creation. I don't think that there's ever a bad time to just share your voice with people and do a YouTube channel, even if it's something stupid like, I don't know, beer reviews and technology. Who would do something stupid like that? I think it's a perfect device for that, and Creative really nailed it with the price to feature set. There's a few other workstations, interfaces that have phantom power over USB, but they're not implemented very well. This works super well. I've had no audio cutouts or dropouts in here, and I've been rambling on for some time now. But yeah, it's a great little device. I think if you're in the market for something to set up like a home studio or a streaming assistant, this would be perfect for you to control all the minutia for your stream audio-wise, because you can run input in. So for music, if you, for instance, don't want to run, iTunes or something playing music in the computer and just capturing desktop audio, you can go in here and plug in your phone or turntable or whatever and assign that as your input and then adjust the volume down. So if you're doing like, hey, we're back, you can turn it up and then cue it down like you would in a studio. Very, very nice, very super simple, limited but powerful is how I would describe this thing. It doesn't have a gang of dials on it. It's not covered in buttons and things, but it does everything you need it to do. And I can't say enough good things about it. So I guess the $1 million question is, would I buy this with my own money? Yeah, I would. I think it's not going to replace my UR242 because this is just a workhorse of an audio interface, a lot better signal processing, higher frequency. So it'll do 24-bit, 192,000 hertz, whereas this caps out at 24-bit, 96,000 hertz, I believe. It's somewhere around there. It's not 196, but it's a little bit lower sampling rate. So it's not bad. It's still very good quality, but it doesn't compare on par with this device. And like I said, my UR242 it's a monster. It's a tank. I did find a niche use for it though, and like I said, this will supplement the UR242 because on the go I can just bring this if I want to do like a stream with Coalition somewhere. I can bring this, bring my mic, bring a mic stand, set everything up, get it good to go. We can do a podcast pretty much anywhere, or like a talking tech again if we start that back up. We can do that again on the go. No real need to have a set location because I can just capture everything and then boom. Or if we want to live stream it, this would be perfect to do a live stream, like podcast, interview, Q&A kind of thing. It's killer. So the device is $129.99. I think that's a fair price for what you get. It's got a lot of cool features. Like I said, the recording where you saw me playing the guitar, there's no additional post-processing on that other than just a compressor. It's a multi-band compressor. I do that for every video just so it brings the peaks and lows, like kind of everything into a manageable spectrum. So it's not like just destroying your ears at some sections, if I'm being loud. But that's all I did to it. I didn't do anything else. The effects were all done in here with the reverb, and it sounds good. It sounds as good as some of my plug-in packs that I have, my VSTs that I use in audio recordings, but it's a super nice device. The only disadvantage I can say that I personally found with it is that I couldn't get it to work in Steinberg Cubase, I couldn't get it to work in Sonar Platinum, and I could not get it to work in Pro Tools, but it works in everything else. So it kind of, it doesn't meet the hardware specifications for the more advanced digital audio workstations, but it does the job well with something simple like Audacity. And all my VSTs do work in Audacity, so it's it's kind of cool. I don't really need to spend anything additional to get this thing working in a powerful environment. So yeah, that's going to do it for me. If you guys found this video useful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Tell me what you didn't like. I'll do my best to provide better content. As always, this is Chris. I really sincerely appreciate everything you guys do for me. Thank you and have a great day.